Wid. I don't get that. Sinatra and a beer.
It's not Sinatra and the beer. It's Frankenstein. Frankenstein. All right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is a Legendary Wid. I'm here doing self-archeology. Right here in my storage space where I've been collecting stuff for years and years, not looking at what I was getting, but now I'm looking at it. And Frankenstein, a beautiful hat, isn't it? It's a beautiful promotional. I got this and look, it even comes with bolts, all right? And right over there, I snuck into many a monster convention because I had this on, and I just walked in the door like, and they let me in. So here he is. Here's the sad life of somebody who wasn't even born yet. He was made out of parts, parts of other people. And there's been many. The first Frankenstein movie, Frankenstein, was written by Mary Shelley, who of course was married to Percy Shelley, and they were on vacation in Italy, and the weather was really bad because of the Krakatoa, east of Java, had all the, just like we're getting now, in one part of the world, the volcano, and it came over and it caused rain in Italy for that whole summer, all right? And so they had to stay in, and they had a contest, who could write the best scary short story. They elongated. Now, the 18-year-old, Mary Shelley, or Witchcroft, or Woolscroft, whose father was big in the literary circles also, she became that. But here's one of the Frankenstein with Peter Cushing. Now you gotta love Peter Cushing, a Hammer film. They always showed a lot of deep red blood and a lot of beautiful busty babes, okay? That's for, you heterosexuals. And right over there, the first one was by Thomas Edison in 1911, and it went on to of course, the part will always belong to Boris Karloff, okay? But not in this one, not in one of my favorites right here, folks. And it was Jerry Garcia's, of the Grateful Dead. This was his first and #1 movie, all right? He said that this was the best movie ever made, and I have to agree with him. My favorite part was was at the end, the cameo by the Invisible Man. Did you see that?
Nope.
Okay, I get you. All right, but Lou and Bud, the famous, they even wrote little graphic novels about it. Now, Frankenstein is not the name of the monster. A lot of people, the name of the monster is Frankenstein. No, it was the doctor who put them together. And actually, she said she made up the name Frankenstein. But she had to get to where she was going, go past a Frankenstein castle that had a doctor that used to be a body snatcher, okay? And body snatching was big back then because they wanted to do experiments on him. And he was doing electricity, trying to reanimate people. And all these beautiful, beautiful, look at poor Frankenstein getting drunk right there. Oh, that's Frankenstein, I think, and electricity was his mother. And a lot of times it becomes such a cultural hotspot. Frankenstein, of course we all know who Frankenstein is. This is the one that I like. I like the Frankenweenie, okay? Frankenweenie, of course, where they turn the dog. It even had the bolts like that. Come here, Bolt, and it looks like Pete from the Little Rascals. But it's hot dog Frankenweenie, $14.99 if you want that VHS. But right over here, this is what when I was growing up. This is something that I always wanted and did not get. It was, of course, the life-size, 7-foot-tall Frankenstein in the back of comic magazines, and along with the sea monkeys. Okay, monkey see, monkey do, sea monkeys. It backs up into culture sometime too, where they get. Now this is a great movie. This is Cary Grant in Arsenic and Old Lace. Now this was a big play on Broadway, and right over here, this is what's his name again? The Canadian actor. Oh shoot! But anyway, he went in for the movie because Boris Karloff wasn't there. and he is supposed to look like, because of his many botched operations, he winds up looking like Frankenstein, and they mention it, and he goes crazy every time they do it. But on Broadway, it was not, I'm going to tell you later, it was Boris Karloff who played this part, and when he said, "Hey, you look like Frankenstein," the audience went wild. Now, before I take on, this is what I really love, that here's a box that I found at a flea market, and it wasn't for sale. It was actually being tossed away. Who would toss something like that away? They must be Frankenweenies. But anyway, this at one time must have been a a candy dispensary or some kind like that. But look, it even has the bolts on the side. All right, cardboard bolts, and look how beautiful he looks. And right over here, here's a young Frankenstein toy where he's doing Home Alone. Home Alone. You didn't know that he auditioned for Home Alone. And speaking of bolts, I have the bolt right now, ladies and gentlemen. That has been the Legendary Wid talking about Frankenstein. And I hope you guys, all your nightmares are happy ones. Thank you, the Legendary Wid. See ya.